Hey y'all, welcome back to Spirit of the Outdoors. Today I thought while I'm out here working on some knives, I've got 3 or 4 that I am working on getting done. Been way behind on knives for too long, and I know y'all want them. I'm trying to get them knocked out this week, or at least some of them. And I'm about to get to a caught up place. I've still got about 5 left to be. I got 4 that I'm working on right now, and I've got about 3 or 4 more wrote down that I've got to get done. And then I have had people steadily inquiring about knives. I don't want to take no whole bunch more knife orders, y'all. They just get strung out, and it takes me too long. What I want to do is I want to build a knife and then say, hey, I got a knife for sale. Does anybody want this knife? So that's kind of how it'll probably go from this point on. Maybe a few select people I may take an order if somebody just really wants one. So if I've told you that I would build you a knife, I'll build you a knife. But anyway, while I'm out here, I was getting a mite hungry, and it's after dinner, y'all, and I laid some fish out that I caught at Tom Big. I said, hey, I'm going to cook some out here on this. I hadn't used this rocket stove in quite a while, so it's good just to drag stuff out and use it just to practice up, because it's a little tricky to get it lit and keep it constantly fed and pay attention to it to where it's working right. But it cooks very good now. It's not like the stove in the house by any means. But what I'm doing right now is I've got a knife clamped in this, and what I've been doing is I've been contacting people before I start the knife. I had 4 blades ground out, dyed them all, or forced the patina. They ain't dyed, it's a forced patina. It makes it age naturally, just faster. And this is one of them right here. We called them the Big Brother knife to start with, but it has quickly become the Jonah knife. This is Jonah. So we're making Jonah knives. And I've got Osage, which we call Bodoc down here, on this one. But I've been contacting people say, hey, I know it's been a while, you still want your knife. Oh yeah. So y'all have been patient with me, and of course I'm doing a lot of stuff, but kind of held up on pottery this week. We've had some supplies on back order coming out of Canada. Thought it would be here this week. It's going to be next week. So I've got a whole week here that I'm going to be able to work on some of my projects, some of the stuff. And of course, it is already Wednesday, so I'm sanding this. I just wanted to kind of give you a rundown. I'm not making a knife video. I'm not really making a cooking video. I'm just out here working and in my shop and doing stuff, and people are interested in what you're doing and how you do this, that, and the other. So that is kind of what I'm doing today, just filming a video. Give y'all something to entertain you. Keep you from getting mixed up with old Hollywood out there in California. So if you're wondering about these knives and how I do them, I want to say up front that every one of these knives is unique. They're not like stamped out or anything. Every blade is hand ground. Some of them are a little wider. Some of them the grinds are a little different. Some of them the handles are a little different. This, that, and the other. Some of them have fatter handles. Some of them have narrower. I mean, it's just kind of how everything works out. They're all unique, hand built. This is kind of what I'm at. And I wrap that blade up, and occasionally I nick it. Just be that way. So everything here is hand done, though. I know people wonder how you do everything, and I see a lot of guys doing all that handle grinding on belt grinders and all that. That works. Do that if it works for you. I like this way. And this is the tool of choice. Very rough on one side. I've got 2 or 3, but this one seems to work the best. So all of them are not the same. doesn't let my fire get too low while I was over there working. When you got to stay with this thing. We're gonna go ahead though, put some more Tonys on the other side. Folks want to know how you get them handles like you do, or some people do. Everybody don't. Everybody couldn't care. Some of them don't care less. But this is it. That belt right there, that broke piece of a belt off that belt grinder, is what I use. But now I take this, and while I'm looking at it and shaping it, I think that young'un of mine up there is mad. My mom and them just brought him home. They had to go run some errands. He's a mite spoiled, y'all. He's done got bad used to getting his way. What I'm doing looking at it like this is shaping it, trying to get it somewhat symmetrical. I'm sure it's not going to be perfectly symmetrical. Get my other tool right here. I got one of them cup shaped. Use it to go in and around these finger guards. But hey, it's all hand done. Now, I will show you one more trick that I use sometimes. And I use a couple of different things, but you can take this draw knife, but you've got to be very, very careful that you don't dig in. Especially with some of these harder woods, you can do this. And you see how that, you basically scraping it like you would tiller in a bow. I don't do a lot of that. I'd rather do it with this belt. Coming out. A little bit fat on that handle, which I like that, but some people don't. I like a handle I can grab, and I hadn't stood right over here and babysitted this, y'all, so it's sort of sticking, and this is an old cheap cast iron skillet I got. But now, out here, I just kind of make do, you know. It's coming all apart, though. I didn't have room for two. So I'm going to go ahead, cook a nut, and then I'm going to put the rest of that in the refrigerator up here. Went ahead and coated that with some Tonys there too. I just kind of eat this, y'all, off my knife here. It's good to be able to cook right here while you're working. And I know somebody, oh, you didn't scrub this and you didn't scrub that. You know, now if you cut this or that with it, I didn't invite you to eat. This is mine. I do like I want to. I'll tell you this, though, it sure is good. A lot of them people start talking about survival. They too picky to survive. A lot of them, oh, you didn't wash your hands. What you gonna do when you ain't got nothing but creek water? The more you wash them, the nastier it gets. Hey, doggone, that ain't good. I do got some plates and stuff in yonder I could have brought out here, but I didn't see no point in nasting them up. Roscoe's laying over there wishing he had a bite. I like fried fish. This is good. And I'm kind of mashing it up, you know. And this thing ain't cooking like I ain't got a roaring, humming fire. You know, you can feed it and get it to where it's just whistling just about it to cooking, so. That's what I like about that flat back on that knife. Like this. That knife right there is sharp. I don't have to worry about, I can eat off of it. I don't have to worry about cutting my tongue. Y'all notice I ain't toted my Bowie no whole lot. I done kind of took a liking to this one. It might warm, you want it? I was on finding something that wasn't just dirt to lay it on. Don't have to be dirt though, buddy. Let it cool there a minute. He's smarter than I am. He's gonna let his cool off. I done burn all the hair off my tongues. I ain't bothering me no more. Get some more Brother Tony right here. I coated it pretty good now. Y'all, I got 2 knives made. This one is what I'm calling that monkey wood. It's a zebra wood, whatever it is. It's striped. I really like it. And it turns dark brown. This is the Osage, so 2 knives done today as far as shaping handles and gluing handles on. So that's pretty much all day. Now I cooked some fish and I've tinkered on a few other odd men little things. Working on a knife for my buddy Big John. He had this old knife and handle came off of it. So it took some doing to get that drilled out to get that to fit in there. And it's probably not gonna be just perfect, but it was as good as I could get it. So anyway, I got to shake that out. So that's what we've been out here tinkering on, working on stuff today. I had my little Bluetooth radio out here. I was listening to Mountain Man books. Y'all, I love to listen to these old Mountain Man stories. David Thompson has written a series called the Wilderness Series. I've mentioned it several times. And there's a fellow that reads it by the name of Rusty Nelson. And man, he is an excellent reader for like Westerns and stuff like that. Now, I'm not big on just Westerns. I had a lot of people, they look at me, you don't really like Westerns? I don't say I don't like them. I'd rather have the Mountain Men. I'm not crazy about Westerns. So if you get a chance to listen to some of them old Mountain Man tales called the Wilderness Series, and then Douglas Hurt's got one called the Kit Carson Series. There's like 9 of those. And they pretty good. I listen to them on Scribd, something. That's an app. But anyway, I really enjoy that. It gets me in the, mood of this time of year, I guess you would say. But I fired that old rocket stove up, cooked my fish, eat that fish on there, y'all. That rocket stove, I know y'all seen some other videos of it, is a really good way to cook. If you happen to be in a no-power situation and you're cheap and you're conserving wood. Now, if you have an abundance of firewood like I do here, you can build a fire and cook, out there on the yard, whatever. It don't matter. But now, if you just want to fry something, saute it, such as that, make a soup. That thing you can boil water. Now, I never did get my water to boil, but I didn't sit over there and babysit it either. I had this little old pot. I'll show you this thing here sitting up there, and I just had some water on it, just messing with it while I had that going. And then I did use it. I was trying to heat and straighten my staff up. I'm building me a staff just here, there, and yonder, and I put an old bone on the top of it, and I got to get that a little better as far as the way it's married up. I don't know. See, it ain't good. Taper some of that down, grind that bone a little bit. And I have not epoxied that on there. See, this will come off real easy. So, I'm going to epoxy that on there when I mix up some more epoxy for knives. I've got 2 more that I got to build out of this batch that I'm putting. I'm probably going to put this wood here on. I don't know. And then I got some of these scales right here. This kind of wood. I'm probably gonna put that. That's sort of like black walnut. I mean, not black, but walnut. So I've just been enjoying out here, y'all, fooling around and working out here under the shop. I've still got peppers over there on the dehydrator cooking. I moved them over yonder. And another thing I've been doing a little here, there, and yonder. Y'all, I went and picked all my rattlesnake pole beans off, and I had a lady that told me she wanted some, and I was going to try to I need some more seed for myself, so I have been shelling them along and getting the hulls. I was throwing the hulls in this other bucket over here. So I just, little odd and end things that I'm tinkering around doing out here, because you need to be, we're trying to be self-sufficient for the most part. I'm in no way off-grid and completely self-reliant. Probably will never be until, like, something goes down. And then, you kind of throw, but what I have done is I have set myself up so if power went off or I couldn't afford it or whatever, that I have got everything I need here to kind of step into that. I don't want to just go off grid. Number one, I upload videos. You can't be off grid and upload videos. It don't work. You're connected. I'm connected to you right now. So you see what I'm saying? You can't really do some of the things. And like chicken feed, I have struggled to grow enough corn and such as that to feed my own chickens. And when I see a lot of this homestead and stuff, I struggle with their idea of homesteading, because to me, homesteading is I need to produce everything right here to take care of everything. I mean, it's not off grid, but it is self-sufficient. A homestead, I should be able to grow enough stuff to feed my animals, whatever animals I have. And I see so many of these people that claim to be, professional homesteading, and they buying all their feed at the store. Well, you got to work somewhere to make money, or either have revenue to make money for that. So, that's what I'm trying to get to. And with my mentality of things, I just try to pull as much as I can from the land. Food, deer meat, wild game, gardens, vegetables, foraging. However, we go to the grocery store, we go buy stuff. I don't try to portray that I'm totally, don't need nobody. I don't really want to be off grid. I don't really want to be separated from anybody, but I want that freedom of I can take care of myself. I don't need no help. I don't need the government babysitting me. And y'all, I realize there's people that can't do things and they need welfare, but I'm going to tell you something. In my opinion, when I start agreeing that, hey, I need the government to see after me, that means I'm admitting that I can't even see after myself. I'm so pitiful that I can't take care of my own self. Now, if I get disabled, that's one thing. But if I get disabled, I'm probably going to drastically change my lifestyle and live with a lot less. But I just see a lot of people that seem to be really comfortable with just, I'm going to get welfare and just go be fat and happy and just give me. And I'm, you're pretty much helpless when you do that. When you admit that, hey, I'm going to just take from the government and get them, they're going to see after me. That means I'm admitting that everybody else is better than me. Because I can't even see after my own self. I got to have somebody take care of me like a little young'un. And that's the way I look at it. So you see me out here doing all this stuff, cooking over this fire and whatever. I cook in there in the house on an electric stove right now. Or my wife does. I cook a good bit. We cooked out on the Blackstone this afternoon. She was up there cooking right now. I come down here to finish this video out so I can go up there and kind of edit it, sit there in a chair and edit it. And but you this other stuff is you cook on it occasionally, just you stay practiced up, because you need to know that you got everything functioning right, working right, that it'll do what it's supposed to do when I need it. And I keep some old cooking oil that ain't the best. Like when I strain out, after I fry fish 2 or 3 times in oil, I usually pour that oil back in a jug, and if it's bad, I pour it around stumps and around tree trunks, posts out here, different things like that, just to help preserve them. But I always keep a couple of jugs of it setting to the side, so if in an emergency, I need to cook. It's still very much cooking oil. It's just the flavor is not as good on stuff after you fried in it, several times. So anyway, I just wanted to talk at you a little bit, show you a little what's going on out here, and we're getting into some projects, try to get some more videos. We've been busy the first part of this week, and I know this week I hadn't pumped out as many videos as I did last week, but it's partly due to funerals, and my wife lost her grandmother, so we buried her yesterday. I had to speak at the funeral. It was an honor to do that. Very great woman. She was 101 years old, passed away, and lived a very good long life, and she was ready to go, and it was time for it. So everybody is okay. It's not like we great mourning. Of course we sad we lost our grandmother, but it's not like one of them detrimental, heartbreaking, wasn't expected type deals. We was well prepared and had been planning for it for a while, knew it was coming. So, but we've been busy with all that, and then we've having revival services this week. Church tonight. This is Wednesday night. We had church last night at the funeral. So it's been like stacked up every day. We've had stuff going on. But anyway, we're going to get back into making a bunch of videos. May get started on the old buckskin jacket here pretty quick. I'm got everything still laying out. I have got to go to town and acquire some fabric to put on the inside. I just want a fabric on the inside so that it's more of a standalone. I can wear a t-shirt and put that jacket on over it, and because it's warm here in Mississippi, y'all. I'm not preparing for a blizzard. This is not Alaska. This is not Dakota. I'm not even up in Colorado, y'all. I know y'all up in Pennsylvania and places, it gets bad cold. Now, when it gets cold here with the moisture in the air and the humidity, you feel cold. Now, I mean, it feels tough cold. But we have a lot of warm weather too throughout the winter, and like up until December, it really won't never get bad cold. We'll have down in the 40s, and it's, you know, we'll be out here in t-shirts up today, and then put a jacket on in the evening when it cools off. A lot of times I just wear a long sleeve flannel shirt. So we'll build that jacket. That's coming up, and I know I get to talking and get carried away. So anyway, thank y'all for watching Spirit of the Outdoors. Remember, the best way to do things is the way you like to do it. We'll see y'all. Y'all have a good one.